welcome in to another night of Lady Lion Volleyball. I'm Ray Pack. Michael Mullen next to my right. As the Lady Lions, Michael, are taking on the Bears from Shawnee State. Shawnee State comes in conference record of 8-6, 10-9 overall, but they are the fifth-place team in the conference. Freed-Hardeman at 4-10, 15-14 overall, and they are the number 11 team right now in the conference standings. Of course, Lindsey Wilson, who was in here Tuesday night, I believe, was it Tuesday night?
I believe it was
Monday night. Lindsey Wilson was here. They're at 13-1, 17-2 overall, number one in the conference. I was talking to Coach Humphrey before you got up here earlier, and the conference tournament will be all in one location in Bowling Green, Kentucky. I can't remember the dates of that, but anyway, Shawnee State comes in, and if you look at their overall hitting percentage, they're hitting at 164. They're holding their opponents to hitting 130. And I look over here at this percentage on the sets. Their setters are 31% accurate. Their opponents are almost 32%. So I think what we'll see is a fairly even match. And look at Freed-Hardeman. They're hitting at a 168 clip, holding their opponents to 161. And then you come over to the sets, and their setting is 38%, and they're holding their opponents to 36%. So we're looking at two pretty evenly matched teams. However, Coach Humphrey did say that Shawnee State will be very fundamental. They'll play good fundamental volleyball, and just got to keep an eye on what they're doing.
That's right. And Freed-Hardeman, the Lady Lions, definitely want to keep an eye on what they're doing, because this could be a team you might have to play the first round. They're the number 5 seed, so they'll play the number 12 most likely when it gets to the conference tournament. But they could slip down because they're not far off, as we see, from Cumberland. So Cumberland could slip up to that number 5 seed. So this could be a first-round matchup in the Mid-South Conference.
It could be. Your 1 will play the 12. Your 2 will play the 11. So if conference tournament were to start today, we'd face Campbellsville in that first round. Georgetown would play Bethel. Life would play Thomas More. Shawnee State would play Cumberlands of Kentucky in that first round. Unless there's way Coach Humphrey made it sound, he wasn't sure how they do it, if they do a play-in like your top 4 seeds get, and then 5 through 12. So if that's the case, we would face Cumberland of Tennessee in that first round. So, but anyway, looking at the Lady Lions, got to go, first of all, mention Riley Fulton. So far this season, 605 digs, all-time school leader in digs. So that's a very positive stat. And, we're talking to Coach Humphrey. I don't know if you were still up here the other night. We talk about the big plays and the kills and the digs. He said there's a lot of little components that go on during the game, that hustle plays is how I would look at it. And so we look at that and we think about what Freed-Hardeman needs to do tonight. What do you think they need to do tonight as far as to take one from Shawnee State?
Biggest thing with the Shawnee State team, you look at their roster, you have 4 girls that are over 6 foot tall, which is one thing that we've seen this season that has hurt the Lady Lions as far as the size advantage at the net. But mainly what they need to do, they can't let that get into their mindset and get infect them. They got to have a high IQ when it comes to that, as far as making the right play at the net. If they do that, they've got this game won, because I think this game is going to be strictly at the net, Coach.
Okay. Well, you look at you go down through their roster, then looks like they only have one senior on their roster, Maria Kolanoff. She is a defensive specialist and also an outside hitter. So you see the youth of this team and where they can progress to. Shawnee State comes in. Let me look here. Look at our stat sheet here. When you look over here, they're led in kills by number 9, Macy Rhodes. She's in 75 sets played. She averages 4 kills per game. That is a pretty good number.
That's right. And when you look at the overall kills, 303 on the year. The closest one you got coming to that on the team is Palazzo. And then you have Nash Shelby. They're at just 114, 113.
So you know who they're. That gives you, as a coach, it gives you a key of who you want to try to defend, and you do that. It's just like in basketball. In Freed-Hardeman men's basketball, the goal is to shut Cortland Martin down and make other teams beat you. The goal tonight is to make shut Rhodes down and try to make the other players beat you. Now you look over on the other side. Let's look at Freed-Hardeman's real quick, and you will see Casey Dunnigan has 421 kills, but then Claire Walker with 309. So you've got two that you got to contend with there before you drop off to Shay Dean and Ashlyn Cliff, and even Annalise Jackson, a freshman, with 127. That's a pretty good clip. Let me look at Casey Dunnigan. She's averaging 3.83 kills a match. So right at that 4 number, which is what you're looking for. All right, we've got about a minute left. We're going to take a 1-minute break, and when we come back, we'll have the national anthem. Mr. Jeremy Wright will give the introduction of the players, and we'll go for that. So we'll be right back after this 1-minute break on the FHU Sports Network.
Chase Animal Hospital is a full-service veterinary hospital which performs well and sick patient exams, hospitalization, surgery, boarding, doggy daycare, and grooming. We are located in Huntsville, Alabama, the Rocket City. We can take care of all dogs and cats as well as some livestock animals. Our current veterinarians on staff are Kevin Crabb, Zach Knight, Elizabeth Harville, and Wesley Clendenin. Visit our website at chaseanimalhospital.com or check us out on Facebook. We look forward to taking care of all your pet's needs.
And we're back, and it's time for the national anthem, and we'll join that in the player introduction of players.
Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for allowing these ladies to compete tonight. I pray for a safe and fair matchup tonight, and I pray for safe travels for our visitors on their way home. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. coming from Swartz Creek, Michigan, number 33, Katie Speaks. Your Lady Lions are coached by Todd Humphrey in his 21st season, assisted by Amanda Cunningham and Mackenzie Humphrey.
Well, folks, there you have it. The introduction of both teams is customary in volleyball. They don't just do the starters anymore. They used to do it that way, and then they've switched over now to introduce all the teams. So we're about a minute away, Michael, from live action. Again, I mentioned player to watch for Shawnee State is number 9, Macy Rhodes, and then their setter. I had to find her out there. Number 3, Maddie Payne is the primary setter. I was talking to Coach Humphrey. He said we was talking about the type of offense everybody runs. Freed-Hardeman runs as 6-2, which means all 6 of your players on the floor can hit, but you could have 2 setters. And then be interesting to see what Shawnee State runs. I'm venturing to say, looking at their stats, they may run a 6-2, but it could just be a 5-1. We'll see here in a minute. Is now we're about ready to go. As Shawnee State will have first serve. Important for the Lady Lions tonight is something that they got off to a slow start the other night against Lindsey Wilson, but they fought back very valiantly, and they used up a lot of their energy, to get back in. So there's the serve. And there you have Emma Self sets Casey Dunnigan, and Casey puts down the first kill of the game. And now Freed-Hardeman going to serve be Riley Fulton.
That puts her at 422 kills now on the season.
That's and there's the set. And a tip at the net. Self's going to set the backside to Shay Dean. Shay with the attempt. And there we go. Can we keep going? And going to come back over here to Casey Dunnigan, and she flops it right off the hands of Darian Fissler. So a good start for the Lady Lions.
That's right.
And we may have some new people watching. You notice there's 5 players on the floor with solid white jerseys, and then you have one with a different color. That's your libero, and that's on both sides. And that time, don't think Shay was expecting that set. So 2-1 to score, and dropping back to serve for Shawnee State is Nash Shelby. Taken up by Emma Campbell to the middle to Ashlyn Cliff. And there's a deep ball back, and that's going to be a double hit.
And it looks like Humphrey and
that's Wells. Humphrey's coming in. She will now be the setter for Freed-Hardeman as she serves. And right there they go, right to Rhodes on the outside. Dunnigan tipped at the net. And now there's the back row to the libero. Humphrey going to set, back set, Ashlyn Cliff. And that time, Rhodes just kind of tapped it over. She gets credit for the kill. As in for Shawnee State comes number 14, Bethany Colling, and number 17, Maria Kolinoff, the only senior on this Shawnee State team. And she's looking for her spot to serve. Fulton with the reception, overpass by Dean. Ashlyn Cliff tried to block the pass as the kill was coming back, and it rolls off her hands out of bounds. So we're all even at 3.
And good effort there by Cliff. Just really unlucky on the block there.
And that's 4-3 Shawnee State.
And couldn't see who made the block right there.
And they go right to the middle of Ashlyn Cliff. Now Dunnigan off the opposite side. Way back's going to be a free ball for Freed-Hardeman. And that time, miscommunication between Rhodes and Gill allows Freed-Hardeman to gain that point. Claire Walker coming in. Bryce Morris going to go back to serve for Freed-Hardeman. So mentioned talking about serves the other night. Coach Humphrey and I were talking about that. There are two basic types of serves. You got the floater. That's the one that looks like the knuckleball. And then you've got one with the top spin. And Claire Walker hammers it down. The one with the top spin is the one that you see a lot of times where you think it's going to go long, and then all of a sudden it just dies. As Morris goes back. And that time, setting it for them now is Maria Collinoff, so they are running a 6-2 offense. And Rhodes goes back. She's going to serve. Morris. And a nice back set by Allie Humphrey to Ashlyn Cliff.
And that's going to bring in number 17 for the Lady Lions. That is Rodriguez, I believe.
And Cliff's going to serve. And now we're going to get called the double hit there by the setter Collinoff. And it's those little mistakes like that which can hurt you. And Collinoff's going to set. She set Gill, and Gill put it down. Norris gave a valiant effort, but just couldn't get to it. And now Riley Fulton comes back in. Back to serve for Shawnee State is number 6, Emily Cochran. And that time, Shawnee State thought that was going to sail out, and Claire Walker nailed it right in the corner. And so now Emma Self is going to come in. She's going to serve. Humphrey did her job. Rodriguez got that one rotation over on the opposite side. And going to be a free ball for her Freed-Hardeman. Morris. Self, and there's Claire Walker. That's 3 kills so far for her in this set as Freed-Hardeman stretches back out now 9-6. Collinoff sets to the outside. Self comes over to Walker. And now Collinoff's going to back set. Nice play by Morris to get there. Claire rolls. And another free ball for Freed. Fulton. Now Self. Into the middle to Annalise Jackson. We talked about height. Height's not everything. A lot of times it's how you attack and what you do. And Collinoff's going to get the set and block back. Now Self's going to back set Shadeen. And the attack from the back row. And Claire Walker just got a little bit under it and pushed it out of bounds, so it's 10-7. You talk about the back row, and Coach Humphrey and I were talking about that. A player that's a back row player can attack the ball, okay?
Okay.
They have to be behind the 10-foot line when they leave their feet. And Claire Walker goes to the opposite side as the hitter, and she puts one down. As in comes Emma Campbell's going to serve. Dunnigan comes back in. And that was number 8, Rowe, and with the kill.
And looks like, I believe that is Darian
Fissler.
Darian
Fissler. Campbell. And she sets Annalise Jackson again, as Self does, and Annalise puts it down. Now Cliff comes back in, and Riley Fulton's going to step back to get her second rotation at serving. And Perfect placement in the number 3 serve zone. It came up short.
Didn't look like the Shawnee State team was even ready for that one.
Well, serving is such an art. And that time, Rhodes gets the kill. I think I've mentioned this before. I don't know if I've mentioned you. You've got 6 serve zones. The server serves in 1, the first row here, 2 on the front, 3 in the middle on the front, 4 on the middle on the far side on the Shawnee State side, and then you got 5 and the 6s in the back middle. Coaches will call certain zones when he sees things, or he lets his players figure out where it's at. So Humphrey's going to serve, and she serves it deep. Now she's going to set. Dunnigan. Just long for Casey Dunnigan. As again now, Kolanoff coming in to serve for Shawnee State. 14-10 our score. We're in set number 1. Here on the campus of Freed-Hardeman University, Smith Court in the midst of the Brewer Sports Center. 2 great men this court is named after, Coach Hoyt Kirk and Coach Charlie Smith. Kolanoff sets, and she tries to set Bethany Calling, and Calling goes outright. It's Calling. Sorry about that. As Bryce Morris will now serve for Freed-Hardeman. And she serves it. She was trying to go deep down the line in that number 1 slot, and she just missed it. But it was the right idea because nobody was close to it. As Rhodes is going to serve. Humphrey sets the middle to Wells. And a nice up by Humphrey. Ashlyn Cliff with the kill, or attempt. The attack, I should say. Now Humphrey's going to come over here to Claire Walker. Blocked back. Oh, nice job.
Right
That's
there.
Great play right there. And they set the middle, Gill, and she puts it off the block down. That was a great hustle play on Freed-Hardeman's side by Morris to get to it and then to get out of the way so Riley Fulton could get there, and then and Allie Humphrey with the perfect set for Claire Walker. As Cliff's going to step back to serve for Freed-Hardeman. 3-point lead for the Lady Lions here.
I do believe Rodriguez and Jackson both did just come
Yes.
in there.
I think it's Wells and Jackson. And Ashlyn's served just a wee bit long. And that time, Claire Walker's attack attempt gets blocked back. So Shawnee State's pulled back within 1 here in set number 1. As Cochran with the serve. And a foot fault on Cochran. He pointed at the line, so we have a foot fault. And Emma Self's going to come in. She will be serving. Cochran gets the dig and blocked back and out of bounds. Madison Rowe gets the kill. Just a freshman. She's a freshman from Apple Creek, Ohio. Have no idea where some of these places are. As now Maddie Payne going to step back. A junior Fulton with the reception. And they're going to call a double hit on Emma Self when I thought maybe we had their player made contact with the ball on our side of the net.
That's what I was seeing too.
But it is what it is, and you just roll on.
And Lady Lions are going to need something right here.
And they do get something as it's back. And now Shawnee State takes an 18-17 lead, and I think Coach Humphrey is going to call a timeout. So Freed-Hardeman trails first time in this set, 18-17. We'll be back after this 30-second break on the FHU Sports Network. Welcome back. Michael Mullenix, Ray Pack here as Freed-Hardeman takes the timeout. Part of that strategy there is you take a timeout, maybe they'll try to break the serve. Fulton with the serve reception. Walker hammered that ball down. And so now Campbell and Dunnigan will check back in, and Campbell will step back to serve. And that's nice up by Emma Self. She'll get a dig on that. And that time, Madison Rowe, she puts it down. But a great effort right there by Riley Fulton to try to get there. And now Darian Fistler's back in to serve. And Shay Dean goes straight down the line and out of bounds. And going to be a free ball for Shawnee State. And the set to Dunnigan. And she's going to get the kill.
Don't believe the fans wanted to put it back in play right there.
I don't think so. 2019 here in set number one, Riley Fulton. And anytime you go, volleyball is a game of runs. You want 5 or 6 points every time you serve. So that's Riley's third time to serve in this first set. And couldn't get the pass. And so Coach Humphrey is going to take his second time out of this set, trailing 22-19. We'll be back after this 30-second break with more Lady Lion Volleyball on the FHU Sports Network.
My name is Clay Leonard. I preach for the Church of Christ in Paris, Kentucky, and I'm a student in the Graduate School of Theology at Freed-Hardeman. I think the quality of scholarship at Freed-Hardeman, as well as the camaraderie that is shared between the students and the professors, sets Freed-Hardeman apart. I'm already using my degree in so many ways as I preach, and I hope that it will continue to challenge me to be the best student that I can and the best preacher that I can.
And welcome back in. This broadcast is being brought to you through the production of Worthy Road Studios. You can tune in to this broadcast. It'll be archived on the Worthy Road Studios YouTube page. Self puts it up for Shay Dean. Nice dig there. And a free ball now for Freed-Hardeman. Campbell gets it to Self, who gets it to Dunnigan, who puts it off the hand of Allie McQuay. We haven't called her name. That's the first time I've called her name tonight. So off the block. And so Humphrey now comes back in to serve. By the way, Freed-Hardeman University is in cooperation with Worthy Road Studios bringing these broadcasts, and there is Macy Rhodes with the kill. Back to what I was saying, to bring these broadcasts. We happen to be looking for some sponsorship. We'll be next year be doing volleyball, basketball, softball, baseball, and I may be doing some other sports that I don't know of, but as you know, it takes a little bit of money to do that. So if you'd like to offer some sponsorship money, you can contact Coach Mike McCutcheon, the athletic director here at Freed-Hardeman. That's done again with the kill there. You can contact him, or you can contact one of the coaches, and they'll be happy to talk with you about what opportunities are available. And you can find all the coaches on the Freed-Hardeman athletics page at gofhulions.com.
Maybe see if we can do a live stream for golf one day. You and Coach Joe Holloway.
There's not enough cameras to do golf. You'd have to cover one hole. Yeah, be Coach Joe and myself up in that big tower. As Rhodes, Humphrey's going to get the set to Walker. Walker right back at Rhodes. Claire Walker having a nice night so far. So we're at 24-22, set point for Shawnee State as Ashlyn Cliff, the sophomore from Southside High School in Jackson, steps to the service line. And so set number one is going to go to Shawnee State. 25-22. Freed got out to a quick start, and they slipped back and allowed Shawnee State to take it. Let's take a 2-minute break right here, and we'll begin set number two after these messages on the FHU Sports Network.
The reason why I pursued my BSN in nursing is because I wanted to give back to the community. I wanted to take back, I wanted to give care to all the patients that I had taken care of previously in the past. I wanted to gain more experience and education. Freed-Hardeman is local here in Dixon, Tennessee. I noticed that they had a 100% pass rate for the past 3 years, and I knew that Freed-Hardeman would be a great fit for me.
The reason I chose Freed-Hardeman is because I'm a mother of two, and I live here locally here in Dixon, and 2 years ago I decided that I wanted to be a nurse. So Freed-Hardeman had just opened up, and I was ready for the opportunity and jumped on it, and I knew I needed to stay home, still be a mom, and yet I wanted to pursue my dream as being a nurse.
The reason I chose Freed-Hardeman was I came for orientation, and I felt welcomed and loved, and I've toured many nursing programs, and this was different. This one was something different to me, and it's been amazing, and I really enjoyed it, and it's something I'll always remember, and this is family to me. I also chose Freed-Hardeman because of the 100% pass rate at Dixon. They've had a 100% pass rate for the last 3 years, and that finalized my decision to come to Freed-Hardeman.
And welcome back. As you look at the stats for the first set, Shawnee State ended up hitting 333, Freed-Hardeman hitting 282. Freed-Hardeman had one more kill than Shawnee State. Shawnee State with 2 blocks, 2 aces to 1 ace for Freed-Hardeman. No blocks for Freed-Hardeman. 15 digs for Freed-Hardeman, 14 for Shawnee State. As Freed-Hardeman will have first serve here, and it's going to be Emma Self, one of the 5 seniors on the Lady Lions. Riley Fulton, Shadeen, Emma Self, Rachel Hudgen, and Claire Walker, all seniors for the Lady Lions.
And I believe volleyball does have the same rule as most of the other NAIA
Yes,
sports
I believe so. They
come back.
Yes, they can come back. And Shawnee gets the kill on the blocking error by Shawnee State.
And through that first set, it's when you look at the digs stat, you see Riley Fulton, believe, had through that first set had one more dig than Macy Rhodes from Shawnee State, who had 7. So this might be just, in the dig stats, it could be a battle just between Fulton and Rhodes.
As Claire Walker, going to be a free ball for Freed-Hardeman. Now Walker comes back to the outside. Rhodes, Fulton got a nice hand on it. Walker with the roll shot. Back set. Blocked back. And there's Shawnee State wanting a tip. There's no tip as Allie McQuay hits it long. Another freshman outside hitter hitting on the opposite side that time. As that time Rhodes puts it down off the block, fingertips, the double fingers. So we're all even at 2 here in set number 2. Campbell. And there's the block. There's the first block for Freed-Hardeman as Calling tried to go down with it, but you had the double block there. Those are the momentum builders, the little things such as a block. And Rhodes comes from the right side, opposite side, and she puts one down.
And no one's been able to get back-to-back points in this set.
No, you know, in the first set, you had a 3 or 4 point separation there for a minute or so. Donegan, nice job by Campbell being there to cover her blocker. Now Dean, and Shay Dean's coming alive in this set with her second kill. As Humphrey and Wells come in. And Donegan going to get a set over here. And Riley Fulton just couldn't quite get to the ball as Calling puts one down. Let's see, this is Cochran serving for Shawnee State. And a free ball for Freed-Hardeman. And Wells, did you see she read the this is what I'm trying to help you with, and I get help from Coach Humphrey. Wells read the block and went over the block with the little tip. And in the stat book, guess what it shows? It shows up as a kill. And a free ball now for Shawnee State to work with. Humphrey, nice bump set. And Claire Walker puts it down. That's a great set by Allie Humphrey.
That's right. And that's now the first time in this set they've gone back-to-back points. That could be the momentum builder they need.
Bryce
right
Moore is serving. Oh, she's going to go short to Cochran. Now it's going to go outside. And Madison Rowe is stuffed at the net by the double block. So Freed-Hardeman now has the blocks in this set. So there's a 3 points. Now Morris is going to go deep. Calling off this hole. Nice up by Bryce Morris. Humphrey gets a free ball. Calling off. And there's another kill by Claire Walker as the ball rolls off the block out of bounds.
That's 4 straight right there.
And there's Cochran calling off. Maddie Payne. Riley Fulton's going to set that one. And Ashlyn Clift just pushed it over. So going to get a timeout. Shawnee State after Freed-Hardeman now is on a 5-0 run. Shawnee State trying to break the momentum. We'll be back with more Lady Lion Volleyball on the FHU Sports Network after this 30-second timeout.
My name is Clay Leonard. I preach for the Church of Christ in Paris, Kentucky, and I'm a student in the Graduate School of Theology at Freed-Hardeman. I think the quality of scholarship at Freed-Hardeman, as well as the camaraderie that is shared between the students and the professors, sets Freed-Hardeman apart. I'm already using my degree in so many ways as I preach, and I hope that it will continue to challenge me to be the best student that I can and the best preacher that I can.
And welcome back, Brewer Sports Center, Smith Kirk Court, where the Lady Lions have used a 5-0 run off the serving of Bryce Morris. Collinoff's going to go with the back row attack to Rhodes, and Rhodes puts it down on the back row. That was a nice job by Shawnee State. I wonder if that play was set up in that timeout.
Possibly could have been.
As Maddie Payne steps back, she's going to serve for Shawnee State. And again, Claire Walker, that's maybe three in a row she's got where she's gone, and the blockers have not had their hands sealed right, and the ball was knocked out of bounds. So Ashlyn Cliff now, another sophomore from Lexington, Tennessee.
That was
Maddie Payne with not a real good set over there for, I believe that's number 12, McQuay. And Ashlyn left it short. And she's frustrated at herself. She knows. And I want to go back a minute. You go back to Bryce Moore serving. You notice how she served short a couple of times. Rodriguez puts it over as a free ball. And there's the block in the middle by Annalise Jackson. Annalise. Yeah, I had to check a number. But Bryce, she served it short the first time. And then they pulled up, and then she served deep. So it's a mind game, as you said earlier. As Emma Self coming in now for Freed-Hardeman to serve. And they block back Rhodes. And 4 hits on Shawnee State. As Freed-Hardeman trying to really take control of this set with a 12-7 lead. And there's a short. Ooh. And a free ball. Fulton. And Shay Dean gets another kill. Freed-Hardeman is really clicking right now. Even in the first set, even though they lost, there were a lot of positives. And now they're going to go to the back set here. And Claire Walker with another one off of the hands of Allie McQuay. Puts it down. That's the biggest lead I think it's the biggest lead of the night by either team in a set.
I think last set it got up to maybe 5 for Shawnee State.
And it's going to be a miss hit by Rhodes. Immediately the line judge threw his flag up, she flew her flag up. It hit the antenna, and it's automatically out of bounds. Tell you what, Maddie Payne setting, if you give Rhodes a set like that, She's a very effective hitter.
That's right. I believe on the stats she said she was a.
Now she's a 270 hitter.
Yeah, out killing anybody by close to 200 kills.
Yeah, she's their go-to player. As now Emma Campbell is going to serve. And I tell you what, you look at what Freed-Hardeman is doing. The first pass on the serve is the key.
And not exactly sure what's.
Looks like Coach Humphrey's daughter Emily is going to come over now and take care of tracking the libero. And Casey Dunnigan, I tell you what, Freed-Hardeman, you see, with Freed-Hardeman, you've got 3 players or 4 players really that you have to focus on. You shut one down, they're going someone else, and that's what they're doing. They're working it around. And that time, Dunnigan and Jackson, I believe, yes, with the block. Payne with the set to Rhodes.
And it looks like it's going to be Colleen and Collinoff coming back in here for Shawnee State.
Fulton with a good pass. Dunnigan with the roll shot. And there's the over ball. Back set to Dean. Dean. Oh, nice job there by Rhodes to set that back up to give her team another play to live for. Now she's going to do the same. Going to be a free ball. Dean with the dig. Dunnigan with the kill.
And 11.
It's an 11-point Freed-Hardeman lead. And that time, just kind of rolling it down the net is Bethany Calling. You know, Cincinnati is about a 7-hour drive, or 7 to 7.5 hour drive from here. Shawnee State is just somewhere near Cincinnati. And there's another Shay Dean kill. And it's those kills that we've seen by Dean and by Walker have been off block errors where the ball rolls off the fingers out of bounds. And Humphrey's back to serve again. Cochran now. And I believe we're going to get another block there by Freed-Hardeman.
I believe that was both Donegan or not.
I don't know if it was. I think it was Walker or Cliff and Wells, and you're going to get a double hit. So 23-10, the lead for the Lady Lions. And there, Shawnee State did a really good job that time covering the block, and they're going to get one of those blocks, kills off the block through the hands. Emily Cochran back now to serve. Dunnigan with the attack. Rowe now back that way. And Allie Humphrey's going to get called for a double hit. 23-12, no reason to panic for the Lady Lions. Comfortable lead. Dunnigan's going to get the set to Wells, and Wells is going to go long. She hit a little bit behind her head and caused it to go wide. So Cochran, Shawnee State on a 3-0 run. And that's a double hit right there. Let's see if Coach Hunter takes a timeout. He's got to settle his girls down. No timeout. That ball changed directions. He didn't catch that one. Cochran still serving. Calling off. Gets it to Shelby. Now Humphrey. Oh, nice job right there by Riley Fulton and then Casey Dunnigan, and sails one out of bounds. So Freed-Hardeman 24-14. 1 point for the set win, and that'll even it up at 1 set apiece. Freed-Hardeman gets the free ball. Fulton's going to set out here to Walker. Walker blocked back, and he goes out of bounds. So Freed-Hardeman takes set number 2 in really, to me, convincing fashion. And we're going to be back after a 2-minute break with set number 3, Lady Lion Volleyball, right here on the FHU Sports Network.
The reason why I pursued my BSN in nursing is because I wanted to give back to the community. I wanted to take back, I wanted to give care to all the patients that I had taken care of previously in the past. I wanted to gain more experience and education. Freed-Hardeman is local here in Dixon, Tennessee. I noticed that they had a 100% pass rate for the past 3 years, and I knew that Freed-Hardeman would be a great fit for me.
The reason I chose Freed-Hardeman is because I'm a mother of 2, and I live here locally here in Dixon, and 2 years ago I decided that I wanted to be a nurse. So Freed-Hardeman had just opened up, and I was ready for the opportunity and jumped on it, and I knew I needed to stay home, still be a mom, and yet I wanted to pursue my dream as being a nurse.
The reason I chose Freed-Hardeman was I came for orientation, and I felt welcomed and loved, and I've toured many nursing programs, and this was different. This one was something different to me, and it's been amazing, and I really enjoyed it, and it's something I'll always remember, and this is family to me. I also chose Freed-Hardeman because of the 100% pass rate at Dixon. They've had a 100% pass rate for the last 3 years, and that finalized my decision to come to Freed-Hardeman.
And welcome back in, folks. I was prepared for Michael to bring you back in. I had to make a quick trip. Well, in set number 2, Freed-Hardeman held Shawnee State to .056 hitting, and they themselves hit .344. That's a good set for the Lady Lions, as Shawnee State will come back now, and they will have the serve.
And this could be one of them games. We don't see these very often, but it could go 5 games, 15 points in the last one.
It could. As I was walking down to the facilities, Shawnee State's coach was not real happy with her players. And Fissler with the serve. Dunnigan, that was a tough attack right there by Dunnigan, and she finishes it off.
I was expecting it to go over there where Rhodes is standing right now. Instead, it goes just right there in the dead center.
And there's the back set. It wasn't a great set, so Dean got the dig. And Dunnigan, Cochran, now Rowe. And they go to Rhodes. And went right at Emma Self, for that. And she kind of was defending herself. And service error there by Shelby. And so that'll bring Humphrey in to serve for Freed-Hardeman. And Wells comes in to the front row. The key to the win in set number 2, Michael, was that run that Bryce Moore started on the serve. And there's why Rhodes is their leading team killer.
That's right. And it could be, we said earlier in that second set, whoever goes back-to-back points has a good shot.
And now we started off trading points again. And that's the way the second set started. Is calling off. Now she sets back. Humphrey's out as the setter. Campbell with the set coming to Dunnigan. Dunnigan, little roll shot. Attack off the back row by Fissler goes wide right.
And Campbell and Morris are now going to come in.
And here's where it started for Freed-Hardeman. It's set number 1, or so it could be set number 2. Started with Bryce Morris.
And just nicked the line.
Service ace by Bryce Morris. And Bryce, remember, is a sophomore from right here in Henderson, Tennessee. Spoke with her mother earlier before the match. And you're going to get it. You're going to get a tip, and that's the right call by the line judge. Bryce has a little sister. Her name is Brennan, and she pulls all these stunts. As that time, Bryce mishandles a pass, so we're back even at 4. One of her teachers posted a picture today, and I'm not sure exactly what she was doing, but she told her mom, she said, I found this in his closet. Set by Colin off to the middle to Gill. Now Humphrey's going to come back over here to Walker. She reaches back. It's dug up by Shawnee State. And again, Humphrey taken out. Good set there by Bryce Morris. And calling just out of bounds on the far side. Ashland Cliff now steps in to serve. Got one other local product we haven't mentioned tonight, Ivy Robinson. She's out with a shoulder injury right now, but she's from Jackson, Tennessee, from from Lexington, Tennessee. It's Humphrey, sets Walker. And an overpass, but that's okay. Kept it alive. And the back set to Gabby Rodriguez, and nice pancake by Shawnee State. They didn't quit on the play. A lot of times they quit playing on a play like that, but Gabby Rodriguez puts it down as Cliff leaves it a little short again.
And you were talking about just a minute ago, Ivy Robinson being from Lexington. You have Bryce Morris and Allie Humphrey from right here in Henderson. I believe we have a few in here from Jackson. A lot of these girls played high school against each other.
Yes.
And that's what makes them play so good together, is being able to know what you did back in high school, but being able to use that now as a team. And that's what makes college volleyball now just
exactly.
So.
And you know, I asked Allie about that, and it's just they've been friends for so long. And another long hit. That was Rhodes.
And also looking at the Shawnee State roster, you have everyone on the roster from Ohio. So that makes you wonder how many of these girls played high school against each other.
And there you had the double block against Shelby. So now it's Emma Self's turn to get a little run going for Freed-Hardeman. Cochran's going to be a free ball for Freed-Hardeman. No, there she's going to swing at it. And I believe they're going to call Shawnee State for 4 hits. Coach asked about it. She's not arguing, so must have been explained to her pretty good. And Shawnee State with an error going into the net. So Emma Self has stretched it now to a 6-point Freed-Hardeman lead. I got to mention this. Claire Walker gets the kill. We're just going to keep it right here, Gary. Claire Walker gets the kill, but did you notice her body control? How she stayed out of that net that time? And so now, set number 1 was fairly even, would you say?
Yeah, that right.
According to what we saw. Set 2, Freed pretty well dominated that set. Here in set number 3, Freed-Hardeman up 12-5, and I believe the score was 6-5 when Emma started serving. So she's on a 6-0 run.
I believe that was more than Bryce Morris had in that.
Yeah, Bryce had 5.
Set.
Bryce started off with 5. That started that process. So let's see if the timeout by Shawnee State can break Emma Self's concentration. And she goes deep, calling off, and Annalise Jackson with the block kill.
And Annalise Jackson, for being just a freshman, not having a lot of college experience, she's playing like a fourth-year senior.
And Rhodes pushes it over. And now we've got over balls back each way. And that time Rowe gets the kill for Shawnee State. One thing that has helped the freshmen, Wells, Rodriguez, Jackson, one thing that has helped them is the schedule. Even though it wasn't a ton of games, they played in the fall. And so they got some experience before they got into conference play, which makes a big difference as we see another kill by the Lady Lions.
I believe that was Annalise Jackson.
As Emma Campbell. Service ace. 15-6. Lady Lions up 9 here in set number 2. Cochran digs it up a little bit too far for the pass. And we're going to get a net violation on Maddie Payne of Shawnee State. So I was talking about telling you that first pass on the serve. Now Payne sets over there. That was in. That was in. That was in. Line judge pulled the flag up, said it was out, but it was definitely in. I think she got caught a little bit off guard there as Rowe put that one down. Now Fissler back serving. And Dunnigan goes just a tad long on that one. And Shadeen keeps it alive on the block back. And that's Rhodes, and she goes a little bit wide. So now 17-8 as Cliff comes in for Jackson. And Riley Fulton serving. And she was intending to serve that short, but she just got a little bit off, and it sails out of bounds as Nash Selby. And Dunnigan, a versatile player right there. That was in the middle. She was in the middle, and she put that one down. As Humphrey comes in now to serve, as along with Ari Wells. Ariana specifically, but they call her Ari. And that time, McQuay, not a super hard hit, but enough to be effective. As Collinoff goes back to serve for Shawnee State. And she gets the service ace. Collinoff's going to set. Humphrey out as the setter, set by Fulton. Fulton to Dunnigan, and Dunnigan rolls it down the net. Not exactly what she intended, but still you get the point. And here comes Miss Morris.
Maybe she can get a 6 quick points here.
And that time it was all set up by the serve because the receiving person there could not get her feet where she needed them to get a good bounce on the ball. And that time Rhodes just sends it over, no one in the vicinity. 2012. And Rhodes now moves to the back row, which is a big thing for Freed-Hardeman. You need to capitalize. Humphreys back set to Ashlyn Cliff, and Ashlyn hammers it down. And now she's going to step back to serve. And blocked back as Rowe went up for the heavy hit. Now Walker gets the dig on that attack, and now Walker. Collinoff's going to go to Rowe again. She a little roll shot. Morris with the set. Walker. And Morris. Now Walker. Humphrey. And Walker with the kill as the block goes out of bounds. So Freed-Hardeman is now stretching it out to a 22-12 lead.
I believe Coach Humphrey got a little bit excited on that one. I saw him get out of his seat.
Oh, he's been pretty calm this year, and that time nobody back covering the block, but Freed-Hardeman still in control of set number 3, 22-13. And but he is an encourager. He knows when to encourage, and he knows when to be a little more persuasive, shall I say. And Gabby Rodriguez is going to get another kill. And so 23-13, and the one who started it all, the separation, Emma Self comes in.
Just need 2 right here. And really Emma Self or Bryce Morris, whoever would have been, they could get it done.
Collinoff sets Rowe. Rowe gets it blocked back, and another double block by Freed-Hardeman, Shay Dean, and Anna Leach and Jackson. And Self gonna get a free ball. Got to use it. And Claire Walker puts it down. That's what you do with a free ball.
That's right.
So Freed-Hardeman set number 3. They take it 25-13. We're going to be back after a 2-minute break right here with more Lady Lion Volleyball on the FHU Sports Network.
Chase Animal Hospital is a full-service veterinary hospital which performs well and sick patient exams, hospitalization, surgery, boarding, doggy daycare, and grooming. We are located in Huntsville, Alabama, the Rocket City. We can take care of all dogs and cats as well as some livestock animals. Our current veterinarians on staff are Kevin Crabb, Zach Knight, Elizabeth Harville, and Wesley Clendenin. Visit our website at chaseanimalhospital.com or check us out on Facebook. We look forward to taking care of all your pet's needs.
My name is Clay Leonard. I preach for the Church of Christ in Paris, Kentucky, and I'm a student in the Graduate School of Theology at Freed-Hardeman. I think the quality of scholarship at Freed-Hardeman, as well as the camaraderie that is shared between the students and the professors, sets Freed-Hardeman apart. I'm already using my degree in so many ways as I preach, and I hope that it will continue to challenge me to be the best student that I can and the best preacher that I can.
The reason why I pursued my BSN in nursing is because I wanted to give back to the community. I wanted to take back, I wanted to give care to all the patients that I had taken care of previously in the past. I wanted to gain more experience and education. Freed-Hardeman is local here in Dixon, Tennessee. I noticed that they had a 100% pass rate for the past 3 years, and I knew that Freed-Hardeman would be a great fit for me.
And welcome back to the campus of Freed-Hardeman University, Smith Kirk Court in the Brewer Sports Center. I'm Ray Pack, and he is Michael Molnix on color. I'm going to go back to some stats here. In that set, Freed-Hardeman held Shawnee State to a 0% attack percentage, and we hit 440 as Emma Self starts us off. And Nash, that's dug up, set by Fulton. Oh, nice job by Self. And Claire Walker with another kill. Now, I think it would be, they have, their big hitter, Macy Rhodes, has 14 kills. And there's another one that's blocked back. And a free ball for what'd they call? They must have called Jackson in the net. So
Did look like I did see someone's hands kind of cross over onto the Shawnee State side.
well, now they can cross over, they just can't touch it. And Claire Walker puts one down the line on the backside, the opposite side. Freed-Hardeman. Claire Walker with 17 kills. Casey Dunnigan with 10 so far in the 3 sets we've played. Freed-Hardeman leading to set 4, 2-1. And Fulton with the dig. Self's going to set Dunnigan, and Dunnigan misses, and with the attack error, so 2-2. Guess what, Michael?
Back to that same scenario. Whoever get
1 for 1 for 1 for 1, as Kolinoff will be serving. And Dunnigan, that time she gets the kill. All right, well, we just got a minute here. The debate over the chicken sandwich wars in the fast food. Popeyes? Well, hang on. Oh, and that time Calling is going to get the kill as it rolled down and out. Okay, yeah, Popeyes, Chick-fil-A. KFC now has a chicken sandwich. Wendy's has a chicken sandwich. And McDonald's has a chicken sandwich. Have you tried them all?
I believe the only one I haven't tried is the one from McDonald's and the one from Popeyes. I think I have tried the one from KFC before.
As Humphrey's coming in to serve.
I do believe Chick-fil-A might be my favorite, though.
You need to try the McDonald's.
Need to try the McDonald's.
Yes. Humphrey to Cochran. Calling off. And blocked back. And another violation in the net for Freed-Hardeman, so we're back to 4-4. I had the McDonald's one the other day first time. It tasted an awful lot like Chick-fil-A's. So that's why I said that. Emma Campbell and Ashlyn Cliff rolls it over. And there's your double block by Wells and Dunnigan, as they've just made life miserable in set 2, 3, and now here starting into set 4. As here comes Bryce Morris. She serves it deep into the corner. Nash. That's the best ball Nash has hit, or Shelby has hit all night. Nash Shelby. All right, there's an overpass. Humphrey's going to come out here and set Walker. There's a block back. Humphrey with the overpass, and Nash just not quite deep enough, puts it down. So now Shawnee State, I believe this is their first lead since set number 1.
I believe so. Hopefully Freed-Hardeman can break this set right here.
And Fulton's going to come over and set Walker. Back deep to Cochran. And Ariana Wells just says, no thank you, and stuffs it back down.
And Cliff, they're going to put Cliff back there now.
She serves it deep to Cochran. Nash. Nice overpass by Nash to Walker. Now the block back. Humphrey sends it. Oh, I don't know that she intended to do that, but it got a point. You know, the other night we kept seeing the setter do the dump. That was not a dump. That was an actual 200 bump set.
And that Shawnee State definitely was not expecting that
They were not expecting that one. And Gabby Rodriguez in on the action with the kill. And so Ashlyn has now served a couple in a row. And off the fingertips, it's going to be a free ball for Freed-Hardeman. Rodriguez, Humphrey, Walker.
Good
As
effort
that time, Shelby really had no choice but to touch it and let it go over, and Freed was not expecting that. And so Fissler. And there's Jackson again. For Annalise Jackson, that's her third kill of the night.
And they're going to send Self back there now to serve. And she's had a great day serving today.
Let's see if she can see what she can do. Last time she did like 6-0 run, I believe it was. And that time, McQuay gets the kill. So Shelby will serve. And there's another kill for Annalise Jackson. Freed-Hardeman is just picking apart that center. And a lot of their kills have not been overpowering kills. They've been taking advantage of what the defense gives you. As Emma Campbell comes up and short serve, Cochran gets it. And a free ball now for Shawnee State. As Dunnigan digs the kill up, the kill up. Payne comes back out to McQuay, and McQuay hits it long. So now Freed-Hardeman with their largest lead of this set at 11-8. And Rhodes that time off the Payne set puts it down. So that's going to put Collinoff back to serve. Dunnigan with the attack. Self out again. Now Fulton's going to set. She's going to set Dean. Dean. It's dug up. Now Collinoff. Rhodes. There's the tip at the net. Now Self is going to come out here to set Donegan. Donegan dug up. Collinoff sets Rhodes, and Rhodes puts it down.
And Self and believe Campbell did get a little crossed up right there. Self did. Self and Campbell both tripped up there. Hopefully they're both okay. But
so Collinoff continues to serve. Fulton, Self. A nice attempt by Jackson, and Calling just pushes it long. That they have just not hit the ball as well as what you would have expected. And they're going to go back out, blocked back. Now it's going to come to the backside. Campbell to Self, Donegan, and down it goes.
I'm telling you, the blocking today by the Lady Lions has been great. I believe Coach Epperson and Coach Stutz might be calling them in.
They may be. The only thing the only negative time about blocking was in the first set. But ever since the first set is over, as Rhodes puts one down. But beginning in that second set up till now, the blocking has been phenomenal for Freed-Hardeman. And Dean that time got on top of it or got under it a little bit and sailed it long. So 13-12 is our score. A lot of action going on. Cochran's going to set. Dunnigan's going to have the overpass. Oh, nice play by Riley Fulton to get there. As Shadeen goes wide, so we're all even at 13. Time to squelch the run for Shawnee State if you're Freed-Hardeman. And you do have a tip.
and they are looking for
and they're going to get it. That ball, and I know we don't have replay, but at the net you could see that ball changed directions and calls the line judge up, going to ask about it, and he's confident in it. And so, yes, Shadeen gets credit for the kill. Freed-Hardeman takes a 14-13 lead. Excellent job of officiating right there. Confirm what she saw at the net. And Humphrey serves. Cochran, Collinoff, And blocked back. Humphrey's going to back set to Ashlyn Clift. And Ashlyn's going to get the little tip kill. So Humphrey calling off. A nice job by Ashlyn Clift to keep that alive. Now Dunnigan's going to get the shot for the kill. Collinoff sets to the middle to Gill. Good job by Emma Campbell to get that block back, and that time he caught the double hit. Coach Cunningham up off that bench encouraging the girls. Coach Amanda Cunningham, first-year assistant coach here at Freed-Hardeman. And Dunnigan with just a little roll. Collinoff's going to go out to row. Dunnigan, now Humphrey sets. Dunnigan's going to go for the little roll again. And they go back out to row, and she puts it down. So we're all even again. Back to Coach Cunningham. She led the JV team to an 8-3 overall record. They were undefeated at home. And I think they won 7 of their last 8, if I remembered correctly.
Hopefully a great envision of things to come here for the Lady Lions in the future.
And Casey Dunnigan with the kill. You know, the thing with in Freed-Hardeman is adding JV sports in just about every sport. That gives your kids an opportunity to play instead of just learning in practice. There's something about game time experience as Morris serves. And that time Nash Selby sails it long, so Freed-Hardeman jumps back out by 2, 17-15 in the 4th set. Freed-Hardeman up 2-1. And short by Morris, nice serve. And Fulton with the dig. The back set to Ashlyn Cliff. And, all right, I'm going to try to keep track of Miss Morris. That's 2.
And almost a dig there by Emily Humphrey down at the scorer's table.
Mm-hmm. And Clara Walker with the kill down the line. That's 3 times tonight that's happened. And Shawnee State's going to take a timeout. We're going to take it with them. Freed-Hardeman up 19-15 in set number 4. We'll be back after this 30-second break on the FHU Sports Network.
The reason I chose Freed-Hardeman is because I'm a mother of 2, and I live here locally here in Dixon, and 2 years ago I decided that I wanted to be a nurse. So Freed-Hardeman had just opened up, and I was ready for the opportunity and jumped on it, and I knew I needed to stay home, still be a mom, and yet I wanted to pursue my dream as being a nurse.
And welcome back as Freed-Hardeman is stretched out to their biggest lead of the night in this set at 19-15. Bryce has served 3 in a row. Is that correct?
That is right.
You're helping me keep track here.
That is right.
Okay. And she sails it deep. Row dug up by Fulton. Claire Walker with another kill. There's the 5-point spread, so you need about 2 more as Morris looks over to the bench to get the zone that they want her to serve to. And she was trying to go to the number 5 zone, but she went a little bit wide, but that's okay. She got 4. She stretched the lead. And now Maddie Payne serving from Ontario, Ohio. Humphrey to Cliff. Tipped at the net. Now Cochran's going to have to set. Yeah, that was McQuay that gets the kill. So it's 2017. I believe if they score another one, Coach Humphrey may call a timeout. Won't second guess him, But
you don't want to let Shawnee State get too much momentum
exactly.
here.
So Walker, Riley Fulton, and Humphrey pushes it over. And another dig by. That was another dig by Fulton. And there you go. Timeout. Todd Humphrey, Freed-Hardeman Lady Lions. We're going to take it with them. 2018 is our score. We'll be back in 30 seconds with more Lady Lion Volleyball on the FHU Sports Network.
The reason I chose Freed-Hardeman was I came for orientation, and I felt welcomed and loved, and I've toured many nursing programs, and this was different. This one was something different to me, and it's been amazing, and I really enjoyed it, and it's something I'll always remember, and this is family to me. I also chose Freed-Hardeman because of the 100% pass rate at Dixon. They've had a 100% pass rate for the last 3 years, and that finalized my decision to come to Freed-Hardeman.
And welcome back, and we're ready for action. As Maddie Payne still serving for Shawnee State to close back to within 2, 2018. Humphrey's going to set Walker. Walker, that time she had to adjust her angle, being afraid of that antenna, and she hit it wide. So we're 2019, Shawnee State 4 straight. And that time, Claire Walker covered the block, dug the ball up, got it to Humphrey. Humphrey repays the favor, and Walker puts it down. Now we got Ashlyn Cliff. She's had a good set this match, or this set. Good serving. And if you want my opinion, that probably would have been out of bounds with the Shawnee State reach back behind her head. So 22-19, Ashlyn Cliff says she can close it out for the Lady Lions. Rowe, now McQuay. Humphrey going to back set to Rodriguez.
That was nice right there.
And Rodriguez with just a little, you want to call it a dink, you want to call it a dump, you want to call it a tip, whatever you want to call it, that was beautiful. They were not expecting that. And again, Ashlyn, that time I think she was trying to serve zone 6, and it went just a tad long. So it's 23-20, all the pressure on Shawnee State right now. It's Fulton. And that time Jackson goes long, so now 23-21. And Annalise redeems herself with that kill to put Freed-Hardeman at not only set point but match point. As coming in to serve for Freed-Hardeman is senior Emma Self. And there you go. So, Lady Lions take down Shawnee State tonight. 3-1. Shawnee State gets the first one, and then Freed wins 3 straight. We're going to take a let's take a 3-minute break, and that'll give Michael and I time to look over the stats and see where we're at. We'll bring it back. We'll close it out, our part, or the stat part, and then hopefully Coach Humphrey and one of the players will be up. We'll be back with the wrap-up on the FHU Sports Network.
Chase Animal Hospital is a full-service veterinary hospital which performs well and sick patient exams, hospitalization, surgery, boarding, doggy daycare, and grooming. We are located in Huntsville, Alabama, the Rocket City. We can take care of all dogs and cats as well as some livestock animals. Our current veterinarians on staff are Kevin Crabb, Zach Knight, Elizabeth Harville, and Wesley Clendenin. Visit our website at chaseanimalhospital.com or check us out on Facebook. We look forward to taking care of all your pets' needs.
My name is Clay Leonard. I preach for the Church of Christ in Paris, Kentucky, and I'm a student in the Graduate School of Theology at Freed-Hardeman. I think the quality of scholarship at Freed-Hardeman, as well as the camaraderie that is shared between the students and the professors, sets Freed-Hardeman apart. I'm already using my degree in so many ways as I preach, and I hope that it will continue to challenge me to be the best student that I can and the best preacher that I can.
The reason why I pursued my BS in nursing is because I wanted to give back to the community. I wanted to take back, I wanted to give care to all the patients that I had taken care of previously in the past. I wanted to gain more experience in education. Freed-Hardeman is local here in Dixon, Tennessee. I noticed that they had a 100% pass rate for the past 3 years, and I knew that Freed-Hardeman would be a great fit for me.
The reason I chose Freed-Hardeman is because I'm a mother of two, and I live here locally here in Dixon, and 2 years ago I decided that I wanted to be a nurse. So Freed-Hardeman had just opened up and I was ready for the opportunity and jumped on it, and I knew I needed to stay home, still be a mom, and yet I wanted to pursue my dream as being a nurse.
The reason I chose Freed-Hardeman was I came for orientation and I felt welcomed and loved, and I've toured many nursing programs, and this was different. This one was something different to me, and it's been amazing, and I really enjoyed it, and it's something I'll always remember, and this is family to me. I also chose Freed-Hardeman because of the 100% pass rate at Dixon. They've had a 100% pass rate for the last 3 years, and that finalized my decision to come to Freed-Hardeman.
And welcome back to Freed-Hardeman University. Ray Pack and Michael Mullenix here after a big Freed-Hardeman Levy Line volleyball win 3-1 over Shawnee State. As Shawnee State came into tonight's contest in the 5th spot in conference play, Freed-Hardeman down in that number 11 spot. So they've got another big one coming up Saturday against Thomas More, who's receiving votes, and maybe that'll help them improve their conference seeding. But anyway, let's wrap this one up. Freed-Hardeman fell in the first set 25-22, and then they really dominated set 2 and 3, 25-14, 25-13, and then 25-21. When you look, Freed-Hardeman had a total of 58 kills in the match, hitting a very respectable 315, holding Shawnee State to 137, Michael.
That is impressive right there. And one thing, getting off of the individual stats for a minute, you look down here at the total team blocks, 11 total team blocks for Freed-Hardeman, and that shows what a good team effort is compared to Shawnee State's 2.
You had 7 solo blocks for Freed-Hardeman and 8 double blocks or block assists, which means you get a total of 11. If I'm not mistaken, Shawnee had their 2 blocks in the very first set.
I believe so.
So, anyway, well, a good night for the ladies. We'll come back after the player interview and coaches interview. You and I will come back and we'll close out our broadcast. But we're going to bring in, it looks like we're bringing in Miss Claire Walker, one of our Lion seniors. Step on in here, Miss Claire. You may have had one of your best games you've had all year, 21 kills and 41 attempts.
Yes, sir.
That's a very respectable .419 hitting percentage. I want to talk about a couple of things. I know in the first set, I believe their net play was the difference in set 1. In set 2, 3, and even into the 4th set, our play at the net as far as defensively, would you say that's what swung the momentum?
Yes, sir, I would. I think that we definitely came out wanting to win this game, but since we haven't seen them all year, we didn't really know what to expect. And so after that first game, we kind of saw what they were going to do, and then we reacted in a positive manner.
Well, it seemed to me that they were going to go to number 9.
Yes.
That was going to be who they went to.
Yes.
And then in the first set, she kind of had her way. And then in the second set, it didn't take but 1 or 2 blocks, whether they were assisted blocks or solo blocks. It changed her whole approach to how she was approaching the set.
Yes, sir. I completely agree. We actually, when we were practicing yesterday, kind of went over that. We knew that she was going to be a very strong hitter for them. And so we kind of went into this game wanting to get in her head. I think we did that.
I definitely think you all got in her head. And then it may be because of the way that you approached her and got into her head, even their other hitters, their opposite hitter, she kept hitting it wide to the far side. It was just I think the defensive play affected the mindset of their entire team.
Yes, for sure.
And what impressed me, and we got to talk about set 2 and set 3, Bryce Morris, 5 in a row that got the separation. Mm-hmm. And then in set number 3, Emma Self, I think it was 6.
Yeah,
I think I lost count, but I think it was 6. And then Bryce in set number 4 had 4 in a row.
Right. Yeah, our serving has always been very aggressive, but even more this year, we've kind of focused. If we can get those aces and get a run, for the majority of the time, we'll win that set.
Do you miss serving?
Yeah, I do. But I'm glad that Bryce gets to serve because she has a very aggressive serve.
She does. She
so
does.
I'm fine with it.
I know you are. I had to ask. I mean, I know, you like to be an all-around player, but I think with this group of players that we have this year, everybody's in for the team.
Yes,
what's best for the
sure.
team. So you're a senior.
Yes.
What's your major?
I'm a major in elementary education.
All right. You want to be a coach someday?
Yes, I'm actually looking into that. I'll be here next year.
Are you going to play volleyball next year?
Yes,
My next
I
question.
am.
It's funny you.
Surprise.
It's funny you. No, I'm not surprised. It's funny because Michael and I were talking about that, and as far as volleyball, I haven't heard who was going to come back. I mean, I know for basketball and pretty much for softball, but volleyball, I haven't been around as much this year.
Right.
So, who else is coming back? Can you reveal who all's coming back?
Well, I'm the only senior, so that's about all I have to say.
That's about all. Are you going to work on your masters?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay.
So I will still hopefully graduate in May, and then I'll be coming back as a graduate student, but still playing volleyball.
Very good. Anybody you want to say hello to, or anybody that you know may be watching and that tunes into this?
Well, my family came tonight, and they'll be here Saturday for senior night. But I'll just say hey to everyone from Hazel Green, Alabama that might be watching.
All right, folks. Senior Claire Walker, a great night for her and for her team as they take down Shawnee State 3-1. Now we're going to bring in Coach Todd Humphrey and see what he had to say, because I know he's not happy tonight.
Okay, I'm here.
Pull the microphone just a little bit to you, sir.
Like this?
Yes, sir. All right, Coach. Whew. You and I talked before the match, and you said they would be, pretty formidable, pretty fundamental. I think your team took them out of their fundamentals tonight after the first set.
We did some good things. I thought we did some good things. You saw the game, and Ray, it's one of those things that I've been telling him all year, that we are a quality team. We're a good team. And so I told him at the end, I pulled my phone out and showed them all the teams that they had beaten, that had beaten us. We've competed with every team in our conference this year, even Lindsey Wilson. We were not blown away about. Now, we didn't beat them, but we competed with every team. So we're just right there, and I thought our freshmen did a good job tonight. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 freshmen in there tonight, 3 freshmen in there tonight, and I thought they did a really nice job. Claire had one of her better games she's had in a while. She was on tonight.
Oh yeah, she was, and I think your opinion is the same as mine. You feed the beast, you feed you feed the hot hand, and
we got Emma setting Casey and Allie setting Claire, and we decided that because of practice. We see what they do in practice and how they do off of each other. Claire is able to adjust to the ball a little bit better than Casey. Casey's more explosive power, quick stuff. And so, you set your quarterbacks to your receivers, and you set your setters to your hitters, and that's how it's worked out. And Claire did a lot of good things. And you got an up-to-date stats thing.
Yeah, here's your up-to-date. That's a final stats right there.
One of the things that you also notice that see, Allie had 24 assists, Emma had 25, but you got Riley had 6, and those are out-of-system balls that we just put up there and say, go get it.
That's where your setter gets taken out.
Setter
had
gets
to dig or something in there. I'm pretty sure that's what that was.
Well, you got Allie is number 3 in digs tonight. So when she gets taken out of the play, then someone else has to set up in there and set the ball. And Riley's been good about stepping in there. And we work on that in practice as well, where when the ball goes to Allie, we know automatically who's going to get the ball. It's going to be Bryce or it's going to be Riley. And so, what I was real proud about tonight is we did some things that we worked on in practice yesterday. We went over a scouting report. We worked on specific things because, we got this game in I said tomorrow is Saturday.
Tomorrow's Friday, but it's okay. You got softball tomorrow, so you got too many things going on.
I never have too many things. This is fun.
But the thing that I was impressed with tonight, naturally I was impressed with the offensive game as far as the attacks and all that, but just the overall hustle there were numerous plays where Riley went after that one ball and Bryce hit it first, and then Riley about tripped over her head and kept it in play.
Emma Campbell almost went to the bleachers. Even though she didn't get the ball, she dove right there about where those people are standing. And I'd much rather them do that than stand there and watch it and see where it's at.
Yeah.
So.
But there were several of those plays tonight.
Yeah, I thought another thing tonight, and I'm not trying to take away from
No,
your
fine. You're fine. You may be going to cover what I was going to ask you next.
I felt like we were fresher tonight. Our legs were fresher tonight. We've been taking a couple of days off here and there, and even in practices, we've been doing limited practices because we played so many games over spring break.
Well, you played 5 games over spring break. Is that right?
Well, 4, and then we came back and played Lindsey Wilson that Monday. So that's the
so
next
basically
week.
Had 5 games in 7 days.
Yeah, so we played a lot. And I knew their legs were tired, their minds. You get so mentally into things and frustrations or whatever you want to call it. So their minds were tired. So we gave them some days off, and I think that's important going into postseason.
I think you're right. The other thing tonight that was pretty impressive was our serving.
Yeah. We kept them off balance a little bit better tonight. We watched them in film. We kind of knew what they were going to do against us. Mackenzie Humphrey was calling the serves, and I gave her that responsibility to call the serves, and she did a great job, and our girls did a great job hitting them.
I mean, in set number 2, you had Bryce Morris. I mean, we're basically even score-wise. Bryce steps back to serve, puts 5 straight up. Mm-hmm. Then the third set, you had Emma Campbell come up 6 straight.
Yeah.
And then in the 4th set, I think Bryce had 4 straight. And then Ashlyn.
Yeah. Ashley got a good serve.
She had a good serve. I know in set 1 or set 2, or was it set 1 and 2, she had 2 short serves in the net. That may have been because she was trying to hit a specific spot. I don't know, because I don't know who all you call zones for. Mm-hmm. But when it came down to the 4th set, it was very close. When she stepped back to serve, she found her groove.
Yeah, she did, and we had to mess with our lineup a little bit because if she were to be a true right side player, she would not be serving because she would be subbing in for Emma Self, and Emma Self is a very good server, as well as I do. So we moved Ashlyn to the middle, and that's why we do all the Gabby and Aerie things, so we can at least keep Ashlyn as a server in the back row. So.
Well, Gabby played well tonight, and I thought Aerie played well tonight. I mean, and Annalise. I mean, there's so many that we could go through.
Yeah. Tonight's easy to talk about.
It's just a total team effort.
Well,
and
Gabby's a freshman. Annalise is a freshman. Aerie's a freshman. Those are all top kids that's going to help us in the next 2 or 3 years. And then you got the sophomores and all. And then you think about it, we got Claire Walker coming back next year. And
that's huge.
Well, she'll be a leader for us, whether she's on the floor. I mean, she's going to be on the floor, of course, but I'm just saying she's a leader off the floor as well. She's an encourager. She's one of those kids that you want around your team. I heard you say something about her wanting to serve or possibly serve.
Yeah, I just had to ask her because, I know how kids are. I mean, they want to do all they can.
Well, here's the thing about Claire. Do you know where she played in high school? She was a middle hitter in high school.
She was a middle hitter in high school, and you turned her into an outside hitter?
Well, she was an outside hitter when we looked at her as a junior. And then someone got hurt her senior year, so they moved her to the middle. And she could do it all, is what I'm saying, Ray. She can play.
So could she
play back row.
And I'll be honest with you, she had a couple of nice sets tonight.
Yeah. She could do whatever we asked her to do. She's an all-around athlete. She could serve. She could pass. But I think she'll be one to tell you, we put the best people in the position, just like we do with Gabby and Ari, trying to allow Ashton to serve because Ashton has one of the top serve. I tell you who another good server is Shawnee. Shawnee has a very tough serve, but I don't want her setting in that position.
I can understand that.
But it was a total team effort tonight, and it was fun. And you look at at the kills with Casey having 13, Claire having 21. That's the Claire we had back in the freshman sophomore year.
Yeah, so. Right.
But here's the thing too, and I'm talking.
Well, you just keep going. I mean, I'm learning from you.
Claire was averaging anywhere from 18 to 20 kills her freshman sophomore year, and then we recruited Casey, and so that divided up. We didn't have to rely. We didn't have to depend on Claire all the time.
Right.
It took some of her burden away of trying to carry the team.
But she's accepted that role very well. I mean, that's just a great kid.
I could tell Claire to go get us some water. She would accept that role. She's that type of person. She is the ultimate team player. She'll do whatever you ask, and it's a yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am type. And those are kids you want on your team.
And I know you've had some good ones that were like that here before, but no so that's what the kind of kids you try to recruit. I want to look at one thing.
Okay.
Because.
Hey, did you notice that they played a 6-2 tonight?
I did, and I even mentioned it.
I thought about you when I saw
did.
that.
I did. I mentioned it, and I tried to explain it a little bit. You can go back and you can critique me again. You know as well as I do. You're not going to hurt my feelings, right. And because we're trying to. I want to put the best product we can out there, and got to learn.
We really enjoy it.
But the one thing I want to look at, you held them to 137 hitting. Mm-hmm. I think they were coming in hitting about 180, 190, somewhere in that neighborhood. But that's impressive. Mm-hmm. But then I drop down here and I look at our number.
Yeah.
I wonder when the last time we hit 315 was. Can you even
know.
honestly think about it? I know you do. That's not something you look at a lot, but
no, it's not.
As a play-by-play and color guys, that's the stuff we dig into.
I tell you, when I get the stats every set, when I get a stat sheet, I look at how our offense is scoring every rotation, because you don't want to have 3 strong rotations and then 3 weak rotations, because that just it defeats the purpose. You get up 3 or 4, then you come back to the next 3 rotations, you're down 3 or 4, and so you have to have consistency. And that's why we moved Claire last week to the right side and put Gabby on the outside hitter. We just try to change.
And I think you've done a good job with that, doing that. One last question.
Okay.
One last question.
Yep.
And it goes back to the stat sheet. And I mentioned this to Claire. For Shawnee State, they had four block assists, which for those who are out there that don't know, that means it's 2 individuals that split up. It's a half block. Right. So they had 2. And if my memory serves me correctly, those 2 came in set number 1.
Maybe, yeah.
And then we had none in first set. I know we didn't have anything. Yeah. And then we end up with 11 totals. That's 7 solos and 8 assists.
This would be 4 halves. Yeah.
4 halves.
Yeah, that's.
I thought you took number 9 Rhodes. Mm-hmm. The first set she was kind of having her way.
She's a good player.
Oh no, I'm not taking anything away from her, but you all took stuff away from her because then she became a little hesitant on how she wanted to approach the ball.
Right.
Now she did have some nice kills in those other sets.
Right.
But for the most part, when you took her out,
that limited them.
That limited them because you and I talked about they didn't have many other hitters. But even taking her out affected the mentality of their other hitters.
Sure. It's just like Casey. When Casey didn't have a good game, we had to have someone else to step up. And when number 9 did not have the game that she could have, someone else has to step up. And Claire did that for us, but I didn't see a lot of the secondary hitter on their side.
Well, I mean,
but she hit one.
I mean,
and
she had 18,
Yeah.
and next one was that Madison Road number 8, and she had 8. So they had some nice looking swings.
Yeah.
But they didn't make that, and I don't know what your thought is, but I've talked to Michael and I. The first pass on the serve reception sets the tone for that entire rally, not just that one play.
No doubt, and that's why we were able. We passed the ball better tonight than we have in a month. I think I told them that Bryce Morris passed the ball really well tonight. I thought we Raleigh had her normal digs, and so. Overall, I thought it was a very strong game.
It was a full team effort.
Yep.
Come away with a 3-1 win over Shawnee State. I'll just ask you, Allie had a set. Of course, it was a bump. I call it a bump set. I don't know if that's the correct term.
It's a bump set when you do this. Yes.
I mean, she put her hands together. I know we don't call it bump set spike anymore. Like it used to be, but.
Right.
I get hesitant to use the word bump set, but
we're old.
She had a wonderful bump set that one time, and then she put the one ball where instead of dumping it over, she used
put it back
the pass and put it back there in zone 5 in the corner.
Yeah.
And
you know who taught her to do that?
Probably her mother.
Probably her mother.
She credits her mother with a lot of things, and
well, she should. I've got pictures of Susan when she played college ball, and Susan was one of the best setters I've ever watched play ball, and she's a Hall of Fame setter. She's got her picture on the wall.
At Harding Academy?
At Harding University.
At University.
Harding University.
Okay.
And that's the type of player Susan was. She saw the floor. She knew where the defense was. She knew where to put the ball in. And playing for her mom over the last 2 or 3 years before she got to Freed-Hardeman, has taught her how to see the defenses. And I'm not saying she's perfect, but she does a good job. And for a sophomore to come in there and do that, I'm really thankful.
I can't even remember how old she was when I moved here and started helping call the lines for Susan out to the high school. But you would see her with a volleyball in her hand.
Yep.
She might go out in the mezzanine out there at the high school, and you'd see her bumping and trying to learn. And that's the kind of kid she is. But
Gym rat,
I had to mention that bump set because it was one of the nicest sets I've seen off a set like that.
I was a proud dad and a coach, but I was a proud dad.
Right.
But I thought she did a really nice job, and it showed in her numbers again tonight. And the fact that Claire had a good game, that's one of her hitters. It really helped her stats. But the fact that she can see the floor, and she'll come off, and we'll talk a little bit on the bench, and she's still learning. She's still learning under a good setter in MSL. Emma holds a record, or not record, but she's at that career mark of so many assists in a year and all that stuff. So,
well, I began to wonder about her and setting, and then Riley and digs. What do you know? You happen to know? I know Riley leads us in career digs, but what about in a single season? Do you know that number?
Ray, I told you I thought tomorrow was Saturday.
Okay. All right, Coach. Well, why don't I let you go and you go home, get some sleep, or go down to the softball field and start working on that?
I've got to go home and watch film on Thomas More.
Okay, Saturday.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Saturday at noon.
Yes.
Senior day.
Mm-hmm. We'll start probably around 11:56, 57. We'll do it a little bit before noon.
I think there will be a video. But there will be no commentary that day.
There will be a live stream, but no commentary.
We've got too many other sports going on that day, and
we have a lot going on.
Unfortunately, our production crew at Worthy Roads, we just don't have Paul doesn't have enough equipment to do all three. Otherwise, we'd be doing all three.
We sure appreciate it. It's been a blessing, and we look forward to years to come doing this. So.
I've put this out there already once, but we're always looking for people to help pay for these broadcasts, and you're welcome if you're willing to step up and get some sponsorship. And we don't care if you're local or if you're an alumni or a parent or anybody who would like to help bring the broadcast to everybody. Feel free to give Coach McCutcheon a call. You can give Coach Humphrey a call, and they can pretty well get you the details and get what you need to know.
I'm going to take this with me.
You take it with you, Coach.
I haven't seen that. You saw it before I saw it.
Well, your assistant brought it up here to me. I thought maybe you should give me two, so I'll give you one.
That's all right.
Todd, congratulations.
Thank you, Ray.
And we'll see you tomorrow
at softball
down at Rayla. All right, Tuckerfield. Tuckerfield.
We'll
see you at Tuckerfield. We'll get there. We'll see you down there. All right, Michael. let's wrap it up so Gary and Lawson can think about wanting to go home. They might be wanting to go eat. I don't know. Anyway, as the Lady Lions close out, Lady Lions are going to close out tonight's match with a 3-1 win over Shawnee State. He mentioned Claire Walker. We talked about a lot of things. You probably heard us. What are your final thoughts?
Final thoughts on this game. A really great showing by the Lady Lions. If you would have looked at them today not knowing where they were in the standings, you would have figured at least one of the top 4 teams. But unfortunately, record shows they're anywhere from 10th to 11th now. But going into the tournament, it doesn't matter what seed you are. It just matters how you finish.
Right, and that's kind of what Coach Hermby says. This team has potential. They are a solid team. Yes, there are 4 seniors that play consistently, but he mentioned the sophomores and the freshmen that are contributing. They're growing, and they'll be a little bit better. So, anyway, they do close out the season at noon on Saturday, Senior Day, with Thomas More, who I understand from our SID, Taylor Hodges, they are receiving votes in the NAIA Top 25. And so it'll be tough, but if they play like they did tonight, they can accomplish a win. So
That's right.
I'm going to give you the last word before I close us out.
Like we said, just great showing today, and hopes of getting a good run here in the conference tournament, and hopefully even chances of winning it, moving on to the national tournament.
Well, that would be a wonderful thing.
It would be.
All right, for Paul Schultze, our executive director at Worthy Road Studios, our producer director Gary Workman, our cameraman Lawson Mann, our color analyst Michael Mullenix, I'm Ray Pack. And remember that any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of this game without the express written consent of Worthy Road Studios and Freed-Hardeman University is strictly prohibited. Folks, we hope you have a great night, and we will sign off with good night and God bless from Freed-Hardeman University.